Welcome to 24 Hour Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we back with another CBS mock draft. Based on every CBS mock draft that I've watched and saw, I'm going in this video crying. I'm going in this video laugh. It's no in between. We gonna cry hard or we gonna laugh hard. We got writer and analyst Ryan Wilson. Let's see what he's talking about for this draft. We just gonna react and we gonna give our takes for what we think. I see Richardson is the first picture. That's already a red flag. I need a box of tissue already. Okay. Let's get to the picks. Round one, pick one, Bryce Young. Let's see what he says. Young came in at 5'10" and 1/8, weighed 204 pounds at the combine, didn't take part in it. So we already know all this. And I think nobody's surprised by that. You watch the film, Bryce Young has the best film, but he's 5'10". I'm going to give him 195, 200. I'm not giving him 204. Drunk some water bottles, ate a couple sandwiches. He's not 204. But I think that's still a nice thing that we have. CJ Stroud. Actually, I can't guarantee CJ Stroud at 2. And I think this is the conundrum that we find ourselves in. I don't know if anybody's a Houston Texans fan, but if you are, do you take Anderson? Do you trade back with that pick? What do you do with that second pick? Because if Bryce Young is your guy and Carolina takes him, this leaves us kind of stuck at 2. So I really want to see what he does at 2. But I like pick 1, pick 2, and now we got the oh, clap it up, Ryan. Now, we got to understand, the Tennessee Titans have the 11th overall pick, and they're moving up from 11 to 2. I don't think nobody expected that, all right? If this happens in real life, and it very well could happen, I want to see what the details are. Mock trade, Houston gets 11, and they're going to have to give up at least 3 first rounders, I think, because when you moved up to get Trey Lance, you had to mortgage your whole future, and that was 3 first rounders. So I think I see number 11, 2020. Okay, so that's 3 first round picks. They get another third rounder. Okay, so they get 23, 24, and 25, and they get additionally a 2024 third and a 2025 fourth. Tennessee gets number 2. That's a lot. But CJ Stroud, I actually like this. We 2 out of 2 right now. You doing a good job. This is 2 out of 2, and I really like it because I said we find ourselves in that conundrum. Caleb Williams, Drake May, all of those guys. Hey, I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm sorry if I got a chance because listen, if we go defense and we get anybody, if we don't trade this pick, we get Will Anderson. If we do trade the pick, we get Lucas Van Ness, whoever. We can get that. And we have 2023, 2024, and 2025 first round picks. So if we truly want to get Caleb Williams with the defense that we're building, DeMeco Ryans, young team, we can go get that with those first round picks. And it's not like we're mortgaging our future because these are additional picks. I love this move for Houston. Let's go to number 3 because it's getting another trade. Oh my. Okay, see, this is not really surprising to me. Anthony Richardson going up to 3. I like it. I don't think there's much to talk about here. They're trying to get their quarterback because we've seen 1 and 2. Maybe a team wants to get Pouncey and move up to that 3rd spot. So I like this Arizona moving down, which I think is the right thing. So I can see this. I like this move. 3 out of 3, honestly, to me. Number 4, Cardinals, and they still get Will Anderson. So like I said, they can move down further out of this 3rd pick, but they move down to 4, trade with the Colts. I like it. And still get Will. I mean, this is pretty nice. And what the mark they got number 4, and they got a 3rd rounder. They got a 4th rounder. And then okay, so they're getting some mid-round picks, and they're moving down and still getting their guy. This has to be the move for them. That's only if Indy wants to truly get Richardson. If they don't want to, if they're not that scared of a team coming to get him, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. So now we got number 5, Denver Broncos. Okay, this is Seattle. Should still be okay. Okay. Jalen Carter. I mean, if we're just talking about talent, I love the pick. I love the fit. Him, Jermont Jones, you still got the edge. I like their edge rushers. I like Nuosu. I like Daryl Taylor. A lot of people say they could add edge, and they could. But I don't think that outside linebacker is the thing. I'm talking about if you maybe want to add a defensive end like a Tyree Wilson here, I have no problem with that. But Jalen Carter, I like it. I hope they don't get Will Levis, and I don't think they will, but this is a good pick right here. So you 5 out of 5, and I know it's gonna get terrible. Like I said, we gonna end this laughing or we gonna end it crying. So although this is 5 out of 5, we're not done at all. Let's Rams, Detroit. Who do they got? You just know you just know how to make a good thing bad. You just know how to make a good thing bad. I love the trades. I love the picks 1 through 5. But then you bring me something like this. And if I'm Brad Holmes and I take Lucas Van Ness, I'm forfeiting my job. I like Lucas Van Ness, but with the talent on the board, no. I just can't see it, because if we want to be serious about it, I mean, what is he, a rotational piece at best with the number 6 overall pick? And I mean, you can bet on the upside, but this is a team that's trying to compete, trying to get to the playoffs. I don't see betting on upside. You still got John Kaminsky, and you re-signed him. He's a run stopper off of the edge. Lucas Van Ness, I think, a power rusher, more of a run stopper off the. No, this is a total miss for me. I want to know what y'all think in the comments. Number 7. Tyree Wilson. I actually like this pick. I mean, I would, if it were me, what would I do? I would go with the Witherspoon or Gonzalez with them being on the board. But this is not a bad. Oh, we could also go offensive lineman, Paris Johnson, Peter Skoronski. But you go Tyree Wilson. I say you never have enough pass rush, and that's the only selling point of this to me. You know, if you really, because I think he has upside. Outside of Anderson and Carter, I think he has the most upside as far as that next guy on the defensive line. It's a solid pick. I wouldn't say it's a miss. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I wouldn't be mad with it. Going to number 8. Love the pick. We don't even need to talk about this because you got Isaiah Oliver, and also another interesting thing that I'll talk about too. I like Isaiah Oliver, but if they want to move on, still got AJ Terrell, still got Christian. You just got Jesse Bates. This is a pretty solid pick, especially with Carter being off the board. You get one of those DBs. I like it. I like this move. So it's really number 9, Chicago Bears, Paris Johnson. I mean, I like this move. This is, and I think as we get closer, we're really starting to hone in. A lot of mock drafts are, I wouldn't say they're looking the same, but we're kind of following that ideology because we're getting into what's now the final thing that we have with these teams. Free agency's just about over. We got our guys, we have our holes, and this is how we gonna fill them. I love Paris Johnson. I would get Peter Skoronski here also, but Paris Johnson may be the better fit because of that true tackle position, having that length, and you know those size measurements are important for some teams. Number 10, this is a spicy one, and I want to give a drum roll because there's so many ways Philly can go with this, and I want to see what he does. Like I said, prepare to laugh or cry. I don't know what to tell you. Oh. Interesting. In a move like this, I go Bijan or Skoronski. I think this is a miss. And I like Devon Witherspoon. He's my favorite corner, maybe my favorite player out of everybody in the draft. But you got Darius, and you re-signed him. It's not like you kept him in 1-year deals. You re-signed a Slay. You re-signed a Bradbury. Now, Devon Witherspoon, if you want to have a guy that gives you flexibility to move off of one of those guys if their play falls off, but you're trying to get back to the Super Bowl, I don't see how this helps you right there. I like what you have in the slot, Avonte Maddox, and he can't really stay healthy. But if you're getting Devon Witherspoon to play him in the slot at number 10, your brain has fell off a cliff. So, like I said, I would go Skoronski or Robinson here. This is a miss for me. Number 11. Jackson Smith. I like this move. I actually love this move. And so with this, they're riding with Davis Mills. And I mean, maybe they get a quarterback later, you know, Aiden O'Connell, Tanner McKee, Hendon Hooker. If they can do that, maybe later on, just to be a bridge, give some competition with Davis Mills. Maybe that's the ideology because you want to go defense, you want to build that roster. Then next year, bring in that guy, like I said. I like the pick. I think he's the best receiver. You're talking about him being a slot receiver. I don't value that like some people do. I think you can run an offense with a featured slot receiver. They did it with Cooper Kupp. It works in the NFL. 12. Boy, back-to-back picks. Peter Skoronski. Now this is actually how is Peter Skoronski the 25th ranked That's another topic for another day. But this is actually solid because, like I said, we talk about best 5, and that's the philosophy I preach. You know, I don't want to hold a guy on one position. I like that versatility, and that's where I find the value in Peter Skoronski. So if you're selling me best 5, Jackson Smith, now I'm surprised you didn't go defense here. But Lucas Van Ness, Tyree Wilson, just about all those guys are off the board, and Myles Murphy would kind of be a reach for me here at 12. So I can kind of understand where you're going with this. I like the pick. 13. Broderick Jones. Pretty solid. Now I've watched some film on Broderick Jones. And I'm not gonna lie at all. He has a ways to go. But looking at that size profile, he can move. I think that's his selling point. But you know, technique wise, fundamentally, he does have a ways to go. And I think if you're getting Aaron Rodgers, you have to go offensive line here. Unless you just get crazy, get Brian Branch and say, let's have the best defense in the NFL. That's a selling point to me too. But hey, I'm not making a decision right here. 14. 14th pick. What do we have? Darnell Wright. He's really moved up, and everybody's talking about the game where he shut down Will Anderson. I mean, he's not. I could see him going, and I could really see. I think he's a lock for the first round at this point, but I could honestly see him going in the mid first round. I don't think the Patriots is the team though. Offensive line. How long are you gonna go without electric weapons? How long are you going to go? Because I think they could add to the defense, too. In these corners, we still got some corners on the board. Deonte Banks, Joey Porter. I don't like this pick. And I've said other picks are misses, but I don't like this pick. 15. You can sell me this. You know, I think everybody wants to see those tight ends. And understandably so, but you could sell me on Myles Murphy to the Packers. I think also though, some nice receivers on the board. I said the tight end. You could sell me this though, you really could, because they have some question marks at edge. Guys getting older, guys coming back off injury. I wouldn't say it's a terrible pick. He's going to, like I said, though, he has a ways to go as far as becoming that elite pass rusher, but he will help you stop the run. So, Deonte Banks. This is just basic. This is about a lock. If the Patriots don't take Deonte Banks, the Commanders, he's not going past the Commanders. I truly see it. That defense is crazy. If Sam Howell or Jacoby Brissett can unlock anything of playoff performing quarterback play, then this will be a very scary team. That defense is wild. Now, 17, Pittsburgh Steelers. Stand up, my team. What we got? Joey Porter. Like, it's kind of a lock, and I'm kind of frustrated because I would take one of those tackles if Darnell Wright or Broderick Jones slips. But now we find ourselves, we're left with kind of DeJuan Jones, Anton Harrisons of the world. They're also nice players, but I like Anton Harrison. I think maybe he could come to this team. But we also have that 32nd pick, so we could take a tackle there. And I like Joey Porter. I think these corners, although they go in different rankings, I think they're all good. In any draft, I think these would be first round corners. Joey Porter, Deonte Banks, Gonzalez, all of those guys, I really like them. I think they're solid. So, nice pick. Now, see what Detroit does with his second first overall. Will Levis is not going yet. And I've been seeing, I think CBS hates Will Levis. It's like, Brian Brzee, like it. Love it. Brian Brzee or Kalijah Cansey. That's what I'm going with this pick. Outside shot at tight end, but I think Brian Brzee or Kalijah Cansey is where I'm going with this. Don't really have much talking points for that. I think Brian Brzee's best football is ahead of him. Going to recapture some of what we saw in those first years rather than what we saw this past season. Dealt with a lot of things off the field. And we make excuses for everybody else. He dealt with some real things, that could hinder your play. And so his prayers for that situation going out to him. But I love Brian Brzee. Got him. Osiris Torrance. I like Osiris Torrance, and you could really sell him on a team for me, but I don't think Tampa Bay is the team. Now, I think if we go to 20, I think his ceiling is 20 with the Seattle Seahawks, but 19 is just no. Nolan Smith, I think you take Nolan Smith. That may be just me, but I think Nolan Smith has to be Tampa Bay's pick if he doesn't get moving up in the board. I don't like that pick. 20, yeah. I guess it's a luxury pick. Like I said, I like their edge rushers, but you can add. I don't think you really need to. But you got Jalen Carter in this situation. So Nolan Smith, you got 2 first-round picks. So like I said, it is kind of a luxury just getting who you want. And you think the talent is there. You think with the season of him playing this year at Georgia without the injury, he would have been higher, and you're getting a value pick. So I love the player so much that I can't hate the pick. That's like a Bijan Robinson. You love the player so much that you can't hate the pick, and it is a good situation for him. This is a team who already was a nice sack team, so they're gonna add more pass rush. Got Jalen Carter. I like it. I think though, with some of those receivers on the board that could have been in play, but this is also good. Adding defense. 21 Los Angeles. That's Bijan. I can already see the dreads. That's Bijan, and I like it. I think if he doesn't go to Philadelphia, he has to go to Los Angeles. That's how I feel about that. 22. Oh. And see, this is another Nolan Smith spot. Going to Baltimore, I think that would be a pretty nice addition. But Quentin Johnson, it's crazy because he was wide receiver 1, and now he's not. But I like this move. They just got Odell. They add him. Got Devin Duvernay. Got Bateman. They got now Lamar. Now Lamar, I can't even say now Lamar because you haven't paid him. So he's on the tag. That is one thing. But I do want to say, if things work out, he's on this team for the long run. I like this move because you have some pretty solid weapons now. You got Quentin Johnson, the X. You got Odell, the number 2. Bateman can also. This is nice. All right, everything about this is nice. You have weapons. You got the new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. I love this move for them. Now 23 is where it gets spicy because I don't know what the Vikings want to do. I've seen a lot of different players go to them, but let's see. Will Levis. I can't be mad at this move. We know that Kirk Cousins, asking him to win us a Super Bowl at this point is a bit far-fetched, and we know that. We have a lot of evidence to show that. So Will Levis dropping this far, going to Minnesota, I like it, and I think you give him a year because Kirk Cousins starts this year, or you can just have those guys compete. But I think Kirk Cousins wins that out from the jump. Got all the traits, just gonna have to put it together. I mean, I've watched them, but at the end of the day, you gotta put it together. And that's what we're gonna have here, working behind Kirk Cousins. Can he get it done? Nice, solid pick, especially if he drops. Don't think he's gonna drop like this, but you never know with the draft. 24. Brian Branch. I don't even need to say anything about this. I've already mocked Brian Branch to the Jacksonville Jaguars 1,000,000, maybe even more, 1,000,000,000 times. So I like this move. I think that's the most obvious move. Honestly, other than the quarterbacks at 1 and 2, I think this is the most obvious move. 25 Giants, Zay Flowers. Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison. I like this move, honestly. And you could sell me Zay Flowers as well, but I like Jordan Addison. Got Paris Campbell. Still got Slayton. Pretty solid. You got Waller. You got Saquon still there. Adding weapons. Seeing what the offense can do. This is a guy who can separate. Get you some first downs. Pretty solid move. I like it. Now, what I do want to talk about, though, is they didn't get the center, John Michael Schmitz. So what are they going to do? Because I think in their next pick, he may be gone. And that's a position they really want to upgrade. So something to talk about. But the weapons are important. You paid Daniel Jones. Protecting him is the first thing. But if you protect him and nobody's open, then you're going to have a long day. 26. Michael Mayer. Dalton Kincaid. Darnell Washington. Luke Musgrave. And this is what we have. Dallas fans, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this is what happened, but this is what they mock. Sam Laporta is a solid tight end, but he's not a first round guy to me. 27 True Sanders. Are you asking him to replace Tremaine Edmonds, or are you asking him to be an edge rusher? Or are you just asking him to be both, along with Matt Milano? I think he can play middle linebacker. People say he's more edge rusher, but I think he's athletic enough and rangy enough. And look at the size profile. He's not too far off of Tremaine Edmonds. This may be a sleeper pick. Osiris Torrance is going. You still could get one of those receivers possibly, but I think this is a pick that nobody's talking about that I actually like. 128. Michael Mayer. I would go Kincaid just based on the system, but I like Mayer. Great player. Can't argue against that. 29. Keon White. Keon White's not. He's just not in that first round guy for me. I wouldn't take him with a first round pick. And I understand, you lost Marcus Davenport. Cam Jordan's getting old. Still have some edge players on that team, but I don't think Keon White would be the pick here. That's a miss for me. 130. BJ Ojulari. Now, like I said, I like the player. But what are the Philadelphia Eagles really trying to do here? If you get BJ Ojulari and Devon Witherspoon, I think that's... I don't get it. I mean, offensive lineman DeJuan Jones, Anton Harrison, guys still here, and you just went two positions that you would think that you feel pretty good about. So 31, Kansas City, Darnell Washington.